It's always kind of astounded me that there's many Americans out there who don't understand why so many people in the world, especially in the third world in the Middle East, hate us. Why so many people hate Americans, hate our lifestyle, and hate our values. I've never found this shocking. Being an American, I'm surrounded in it all day, every day, and so I understand how repulsive many aspects of our ways of living are. And I've said this to people before, and they've said, well, why don't you move the hell out of the country? If I had the money and the opportunity, I would have moved to Sweden or Denmark or Norway a decade ago. So, not an option. If it ever does become an option, it is the first fucking thing I will do. Even Canada, which is a lot closer. It's not easy to move into another country. That apart, it's never been difficult for me to understand why many people hate Americans. And it isn't just religious fundamentalism. It isn't just Islam who uh, bemoans our values or lack thereof. It's normal, sensible people, philosophers, politicians, whether American or not, are able to see through the superficial facade that is our culture. Our culture is, in fact, a lack of culture. There is no culture. If there is one highlight of American culture, it's celebrities, or what I'd refer to as celebritarianism. We worship the superficial. I was just eating lunch, and it was one of those days where I was turning on the TV, looking for something to keep me occupied while I ate my food, and I landed on E Entertainment Channel, wonderful channel by the way. Um, and they were doing a 3 hour special on celebrity. I forget what it's called. It's still on right now. Celebrities, but more specifically, you've seen these shows before, where they show various pictures of celebrities, paparazzi pictures of the celebrities taken at the beach, revealing pictures, celebrities in bikinis or doing this or that. And they focus on one body part of the celebrity. Oh, like, oh, look at her ass hanging out. And then they'll have a panel of experts, or I don't know what the fuck they are, sit around and talk about the picture in about a 10-minute segment where they sit there and talk about Cameron Diaz's ass in a picture that was took of her at the beach, and they consider it to be unsightly, or they'll talk about someone else and how great their particular body feature is. This, my friends, is why the world hates us, and this is why they are entitled to hate us, because this is what we do with our time when we have the free time. Programs like that are on TV because you ask for it. You love it. You buy the magazines, you watch the shows, you love it. So you have these hours and hours of television shows of morons sitting around talking about not even just celebrities, but specific parts of celebrities' bodies. Why Angelina Jolie's lips are so great, or why Jennifer Aniston's midriff is so sightly, or why Kim Kardashian's ass is so wonderful. Like, just what the fuck is wrong with human beings? This shit just dumbfounds me. I mean, I suppose there's such a thing as just empty, shallow entertainment and guilty pleasure. We all have them, but there's a line to be crossed, I think, between that and just dumbfounding stupidity of people who like actually care about this shit. People who read the magazines and the articles and watch the shows and are actually fucking enthralled by watching a bunch of idiots sit around and talk about various celebrity body parts. It just, I know this is a screed, but it dumbfounds me. I don't get it. And I know that may be a rather strange example to base my assumption off of here, that other people in the world have the right to hate us, but they do. See, however many Americans there are, there's probably at least several thousand watching that show right now, this 3 hour long show. I don't know what you've done with the last hour of your life, but I can tell you what 4,000 people in the world have done with the last hour of their life. That is, died from starvation or malnutrition. So yes, we live in a world where 4,000 people die an hour starvation, approximately 30 million a year. Many, many more tens of millions from dehydration and diseases which we have tons of cures for and vaccines, but they just don't have access to. And that's the world we exist in. I know it's hard to have your mind big in that sense to encompass all of what's going on in the world. That's why it's so easiest for us to carry on, why so many other people are suffering. But it's out there right now. As you're watching this, as the seconds tick by, people are dropping dead because they haven't had any fucking food in weeks. And we sit here watching shows about celebrities' ass cheeks. So why does the world hate us? Not because they want to become like us. No, no. Europe's not like us. They don't want to be anything like us. They see us as the poison, as the epicenter of cultural filth. There's a reason for that. Now, I wouldn't say all that our values as Americans are filthy. No, we have wonderful values around which the Constitution, Bill of Rights are built. Free speech, freedom of religion, freedom of the press, all these things. But there's a lot of just dumb shit out here in America. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to rationalize terrorism or extremist activity saying that people have the right to blow us up because we do this. It's our choice to do whatever we want with our time. I just find it exceedingly unfortunate that I live in a culture with millions of people who could give two shits about global warming or world starvation or anything substantial, but designate a sufficient amount of time to watching programs like these. And our heroes are plastic, superficial. That's the thing about American culture that's strange, is we worship celebrities now. You'll notice there's no heroes anymore. There's no people to truly look up to. I would say that children can look up to President Obama. But, you know, even a few decades ago, you had Neil Armstrong and JFK and Martin Luther King, inspiring people who did inspiring, substantial things with their lives, try to change the world. Now we have celebrities. They don't do anything. They're in movies, which we love to watch, but primarily, and most importantly, they attain to the highest virtue in American culture. Superficial beauty, appearance, pleasing to the eye. Substance-wise, there's nothing there. These people are about as deep as a kiddie pool, and so is our obsession with them. See, we don't have any morals, we don't have any values. We pretend to, we call ourselves a Christian nation, but we're the furthest thing from that possible. And surely Jesus Christ himself would be the first to tell you that. And so we've decided that there are no ideals worth having. The only ideals worth attaining to are superficiality. And there's two main ways of achieving that and living that in America. First is money, second is beauty, and often the two go hand in hand in the case with celebrities. These people don't do anything great. They look good. They look perfect. That's their job, whether it's being airbrushed in magazines for you to oogle over or having, spending millions of dollars on plastic surgery. They've become the new gods and goddesses. They are the new mythology of our culture. Celebritarianism has, in my mind, replaced religion. A lot of people focus a lot of attention on celebrities. It's become this just way out of proportion thing. You know, we spend millions of dollars at the church of celebrity, when we go to the movies, when we, read their holy books of People magazine, and it's become a religion, this worship of superficial people who, I don't know why we do it, because perhaps we ourselves can't attain to their standard of superficiality because we don't have the money or we don't have the beauty. So it's a vicarious thing. That's the whole thing with religion and mythology. You know, you identify vicariously with mythological beings. We do the same thing with celebrities. We're not really living our lives. Pointless careerism is not really living your life, and so people vicariously live through the lives of celebrities. I'm not sure what it is. You tell me, share your opinions with me. Why is America so superficial? And why do we bow down to the altar of superficiality and pray and cater to these gods and goddesses of celebrity culture? It's messed up, in my opinion.